What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are covering some of the massive patch notes that Blizzard released for patch 6.0 for the Warlords of Draenor alpha that is about to begin. Finally. The problem is we're in alpha stage, which means we will not be seeing this for a long, long time. However, at least it's something, right? So to help me out with the Warlocks, of course, there's no one better than Akky. Akky, what's going on?
What's up, my man?
Not too much. Excited to get into some of this Warlock stuff. I know we've been theory crafting a little bit via Skype, and we have come up with some interesting stuff. So how this is going to work, guys, is I'm going to actually go through, read everything, and then let Akky kind of expound on it, because I obviously don't know anything compared to him when it comes to Warlock. So we're going to go right into this. First off, let's go right through it. So if you want to see the pruning abilities, again, guys, we will not be showing those in this video. What you want to do is just head over to MMO Champion or to the actual patch notes on Blizzard's website, and take a look and read through all the spells that either they're taking out or combining. Make sure you go have a look at that. Also, pretty much, they felt that Warlocks brought too much raid utility, so they toned down Hellstones, Demonic Gateway, moved healing potions and Hellstones into their own cooldown, so you don't have to bring Warlocks for Warlock cookies, which is kind of nice. I actually like that. For Drain Life, they reduced the base healing, but mastery increased the effectiveness of the glyph. So, you know, there's a few things there, and then they simplified Shadowburn. But let's get into what they actually did here. So, Hellstone's cooldown will now not reset until the player leaves combat. Healing from this ability can no longer be a critical effect.
Right, so basically that's, they brought that in line with health potions. They're making it so, I mean, let's be honest, no one uses the health potion ever, right? Like, if you're going to use something, you're going to use a Warlock Hellstone. So what they want to do is sort of take that away so that it's not mandatory to have a Warlock in there. So they're taking away the charges of the Hellstones. Currently you get 3. Now you probably still get 3, but you can only use 1 per fight. And it can no longer be a crit as well. So you can no longer get double the amount of health as what you might do. So this means if you don't have a Warlock, you can just use a health potion instead. You're going to get exactly the same effect.
Alright, and Demonic Gateway no longer have charges, up from being limited to 5. Every party or raid member can use them once every 90 seconds, up from 45 seconds. The maximum distance part they can be placed is now 40 yards, down from 70.
So basically, ever since the Gateway got brought in, it's just been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed every time. So now we get double the cooldown on before being able to use it again, and nearly half it's like how far apart they can be. So
right.
I don't really know the reasoning. I felt the changes they made to it being 45 seconds, you know, debuff after you use the gate was fine. It stopped a lot of mechanics from being cheesed, but I guess they feel like it needs to be even worse. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, the only thing I like about it is that now everybody can use it at once, so it's like a group blink.
I guess I never thought of that. So you could have everyone move from one side to the other instantly. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that getting changed too. All right. Drain Life now heals for 30% less than... I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Drain Life now heals for 30% less than before. So that's pretty self-explanatory.
They're making it so... Drain Life, I mean, it's very rare that you would use it, like in PvE environment. But they're making it so that if you glyph for it, it will do 100% healing instead of 30%. So they could make it a little bit more viable, especially since we're only going to have 1 Hellstone.
Right.
So maybe you might see some use, but, I mean, probably not. I don't really see the reasoning behind that, to be honest. So.
Right. And then that goes into the next one, and then Shadowburn no longer generates any mana. So
this, they're saying that they're simplifying this. I don't really see the reasoning behind no longer generating mana. I mean, when you Shadowburn and the target had the debuff on them, you would get increased mana regen, but I don't feel like it was high enough to warrant a nerf, so...
Right.
I don't know. Shadowburn, you use it as an execute. You don't use it for mana regen, so...
Right.
It is what it is. Kind of weird.
And then obviously, guys, now, when we did the Mage video, obviously we sat there and talked for about a half hour through all the changes, because obviously Blizzard was not happy with the Mage. The Warlock having pretty much 3 sentences is Blizzard saying, yeah, they were OP as hell in Mists of Pandaria. We like the way everything works. So we're okay with the Warlock, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, they didn't really change much. Nothing really, different from anything that they're currently doing. They just, nerfed the Hellstones a little bit so that you didn't need to bring a Warlock for the Hellstones. They made Gateway a little bit different, and then they buffed a couple minuscule healing things, and that's pretty much all they did. So pretty much Blizzard is saying that Warlocks are in a really excellent place right now. All we need to really do is just tune the level 100 talents, and they're good to go, ready to roll out. That's pretty much what we have. Yep. So for the level 100 talents for the Warlock, the left side, I'm going to read all three of these, and then actually I'll read these one at a time. Soulburn Haunt. So on your left side, guys, similar to the Mage, it is spec specific. So if you are in a certain spec, you only get that one. So if you are in Affliction spec, you get Soulburn Haunt. So it grants the Soulburn empowerment to your Haunt spell. Your Haunt spell now grants you 15% increased periodic damage for 30 seconds.
Yeah, so this is a new thing to uptime manage, basically. It's just a flat 15% damage buff, pretty much, to all your periodic spells.
Right.
It's not really too much there. It's just use your Haunt. Don't save them like some people think is a good idea. Just use them at least once every 30 seconds. Keep that 15% buff up. Do even more damages.
Yeah, exactly. At least you know you have a new opening spell, I guess. For Demonology, Demon Bolt consumes 30% of your current Demonic Fury to deal XXX Shadow Flame damage. The next time you have less than 40 Demonic Fury, all Demonic Fury spent on your most recent Demon Bolt will be refunded.
Yeah, so this is quite an interesting talent for sure. So I kind of thought about this a little bit more, and so it consumes 30% of your current Demonic Fury. So the best way to use this is going to be to fill up your Demonic Fury, use the Demon Bolt, right? So it takes 30% of your full Demonic Fury, and then just dump all your Fury down until you get under 40, and then this effect will trigger and it'll give you back 30% of your Demonic Fury. So it'll extend the time that you get to use in Metamorphosis, and as you know, Metamorphosis is the one that does most of your damages. So
right.
Interesting talent. I guess it's designed to sort of just bring Metamorphosis a bit more playtime. So.
Yeah. And then Charred Remains for Destro. Incinerate and Conflagrate deals 60% less damage, but generate 300% more Burning Embers. Fire and Brimstone can now also affect Chaos Bolt FML.
There's absolutely no way that this is staying. It's just not going to happen.
Explain the scenario that you told me earlier.
Okay. All right. So think of it this way, guys. At the moment on, let's say, Garage, for example, right? You have about, 10 to 15 seconds maybe of, not even that, maybe 10 seconds until the ads come out, right?
Right.
So you use that time to build up some embers so that you can start AoEing with your Fire and Brimstone, Incinerate, and Immolates, right? Now, what this essentially is saying is get 300% more Burning Embers and then cast Chaos Bolts instead of Incinerates at all those ads. Right? So I don't know if you guys know, but in high-end gear, those Chaos Bolts are hitting easily over 3 million. So now you want us to do 3 million Chaos Bolts to 7 to 8 plus targets?
At once?
We're looking at 20 million plus DPS openings on Garage if this goes through, for example.
I don't even want to know.
So, I mean, there's no way that that's happening. That is just insane. It's so broken. I mean, I'm a Warlock and I'm all for scumbagging, but that's disgusting.
All right.
So that's definitely going to get changed.
Yeah.
That's going through. There has to be, Chaos Bolt do 10% damage or something like that. I don't know. There's got to be some sort of damage nerf to Chaos Bolt and Fire and Brimstone. So.
And the middle talent is called Cataclysm. So you can choose this. Conjures a Cataclysm at the target's location, dealing XXX Shadow Flame damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and applying Corruption or Immolate.
So we're finally getting Cataclysm. Finally. This is something they've been trying to implement for the last 2 tiers. Or expansions, I should say. They wanted to put it in at the end of Cataclysm, and basically they felt it was too clunky, and then they were going to put it in for Mr. Pandaria, and the whole idea got scrapped, and now we're going to get it as a level 100, so they finally figured out a way for it to be good. Think of it as basically a flame strike on crack. You're going to cast it at the target location, and it's going to afflict everything with your dot, depending on what spec you play. So if you're Demonology or Affliction, it's going to be Corruption, and if you're Destruction, it's going to give everything Immolate. So you're then going to... Wow. Okay, so... tuck down Cataclysm, give everything Immolate, and get Embers out the wazoo and just spam Chaos Bolts after that, because you will generate so many Embers, it'll be crazy.
And then the right side talent, Demonic Servitude. You are now able to maintain your control over even greater demons indefinitely, allowing you to summon Doomguards and Infernos as permanent.
And those other talents are irrelevant because you get a Doomguard permanently. So if you guys don't know, the Doomguard is a 10-minute cooldown that you'll see Warlocks use, and now you can get him as a pet. And enough said. It's amazing.
Yeah, I like it. I like all of the Warlock
so
things.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's so cool. A permanent Doomguard? Oh, it's going to be so fun.
Yeah,
Except most Doomguards have downs at the moment, and they kind of attack whatever they feel like, so unless they fix that.
Right.
But still, permanent Doomguard.
Alright, so what else do we really need to cover for Warlocks? I don't really think that was...
pretty much it. They didn't really change us too much. They like the current state we're in, obviously, and I think they are changing everything else to be brought up to our level, I think.
Yeah, that's honestly what it sounds like to me. It sounds like what they're really trying to do is just make it so that other classes have the ability to do some of the insanity that Warlocks are doing. Because let's be honest, guys, right now, if you haven't played a Warlock in Mists of Pandaria, it is easily the funnest class to play. Especially in a PvE environment, you cannot tell me that it is not a fun class to play. Blizzard has done an absolutely beautiful job with Warlocks in Mists of Pandaria, and I think that they know that. And going forward, I think they want to try to replicate the, what they've done for Warlocks to the other classes. Now, obviously, we'll see. They need to keep some kind of flavor, which I think they're still working on. But for the most part, guys, if you played a Warlock in Mists of Pandaria and you're looking forward to playing a Warlock in Warlords of Draenor, you're probably going to be in a pretty good place, because it doesn't really sound like too much is going to change so far. They're pretty happy with it, which I honestly think they should be. They did an amazing job with it. Anything else before we go, Akky?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. So.
All right, guys. As always, make sure that if you want to stay tuned for more of the Warlords of Draenor patch notes, alpha, any big news that comes and hits, we will be giving it to you from our PvE perspective. As always, thank you for watching, and as always, we will see you in the next one.